Hello again. This is the third tape that I made in the series. Started at 50 years old, 60 years old, and now 70 years old. This is the same suit that I had on when I made the first tape, and the suit is 37 years old. I had this suit tailor-made when I was going to get married, when Renee and I were going to get married, but it wasn't ready in time, so I got married in a tuxedo. But I kept the suit so I can put it on each year on my birthday to see if it will still fit. I want to kind of keep myself in shape. I didn't want to be one of those guys that years got older, or you got older, you got out of shape. As you can see, I can still put the suit on. It's very tight, but I can still wear it. Now, I'm not going to wear it outside to any function or anything because it's old-fashioned, it's tight, and as soon as I finish making this video, I'm getting out of this suit. All right? But anyway, it's nice to be able to make another video at 70 years old. A lot has happened since I made the last video at 60 years old. A lot of stuff has happened. I lost my brother, LaVelle. He died of cancer several years back. This year I lost my brother-in-law, Al Williams. That's my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, Yvonne's husband. And Al was a very nice guy. And LaVelle had become a minister, and he was very good in preaching. But he lost the battle to cancer several years back. I've been retired now almost 22 years now. Gee, I'm thinking about that. Been retired 22 years. And as you can see, I lost most of my hair. What little I got left, it's almost non-existent, but that's all part of life. Another thing, we moved to Florida about 5 years ago, almost 6 years ago now. We came down to visit some friends, and we liked the area, we liked, the state, so we decided just to pull up and move. We were down here 3 days visiting, and on the third day, we went and looked at some models, and put down a deposit, put down a deposit on the way back home. And we were called in a few weeks and said they had a lot for us, and so we built a house in Florida. Believe it or not, this is our third new house. We have built 3 new houses. Every time we move, we build a house. But I'm pretty sure this is going to be the last one. I kind of like it down here in Florida. The weather is extremely nice. Sometimes it gets a little warm in the summertime, but you can always just stay inside and excuse me, and stay in the air conditioner. So it's not a problem. What I don't miss are the cold, wet, snowy winters in Chicago. I do not miss that at all. I love the warm weather down here. I've been able to go outside anytime, night or day, and the weather's beautiful. I bought another motorhome since I've been down here. This is a diesel. It's a used diesel, but it's nice. And since I've been down here, we joined an RV club. It's an African American club, and we have an outing each month. So I got a chance to use my motorhome a lot more since I moved down here. And we go mostly in the state of Florida, but I've been to Louisiana, and I've been back up to Illinois in the motorhome, my new motorhome. So we still get around. Now, but with the price of gas, diesel, it's almost $4.20. I won't be traveling that much out of the state of Florida. Dad was staying with Beverly for quite a while, for most of this decade, but in the last couple of years, it got to the point where she couldn't really take care of him anymore, and we had to put him in a nursing home. Beverly moved from 79th Street over to Oak Lawn in a nice condo. She's renting a condo, and it's very nice. It's a 2-bedroom condo. has indoor parking. It's very, very nice. In fact, whenever I go to Chicago, that's where I stay, and I like staying there. And I'm not working at all anymore. Before I was working a little part-time job, like at Marshall Fields, retail. But I decided that I'm through working. This is it, you know. I mean, at some point in life, you gotta just give it all up. So all I do now is just enjoy life. You know, I golf a little and I bowl some, but I'm just enjoying life now. The strange thing about living in Florida is that it's different. I'm a big city boy. You know, I'm used to, even when I lived in the suburbs of Bolingbrook and Naperville, they were like cities like that. You know, you would go down the street and you leave one town right into another town, and you couldn't tell the difference unless you see a sign. Out here in Florida, once we leave our little subdivision, it's a gated community for senior citizens, age 55 and above. But once you leave the gated area part, you're in the country. I mean, it's strictly country. You have trailer parks, you have all regular homes on one lot, and right next to it might be a nice, beautiful home. It's seems to be haphazard, and everything's on an angle here. Everything is southeast, southwest. There's no straight north or south or east or west. Everything's on an angle, and I had a lot of trouble getting used to that. You know, I had my GPS on almost all the time to get around. But I kind of like it. The area is really nice. There's a community down the street. It's called the Villages, and it's a planned community, and it's owned. Well, I should say, it's controlled by one family. You know, mother, father, brother, sister, in-laws, or whatever. You know, it was started by their grandfather, I think, or great grandfather. But they control everything, and it's over 30,000 homes. It's about the size of Naperville almost. And it's a planned community. Everything is planned right down to the last little sidewalk. And it's a nice but beautiful place. And if you like living in a large area of a lot of people, that would be a nice area to live in. You can golf for free. All the golf is free if you can get on the golf course. And that's a lot of people are attracted by that free golfing. And we go down there whenever we want to, you know, for entertainment. In fact, we just came back from there today. We went to a movie, and we have two very nice theaters there. Being 70, you know, I don't know. It's kind of like a milestone now. I'm thinking at 70, you really reach that point now where you got to make up your mind just what do you really want to do with the rest of your life. How much time there's left, and of course we never know how much time is left for any of us. So many people that I know have passed away, whether people, celebrities, or just ordinary folks. So I feel fortunate that I've been able to live this long. Health-wise, I get an annual checkup, and plus I get every 6 months. You know, I'm at the doctor for a thorough examination, and so far I haven't had any major problem, no major physical problems. I still take medication for high blood pressure, of course, and every once in a while I take medication for cholesterol. But other than that, no major problems, you know, no diabetes or anything like that. Aches and pains are far and few in between. I do get them occasionally, every once in a while. My right leg bothers me, but I think that's just a sign of old age. And I do move a little bit more slowly. But we have a health club on premises, which I attend. I try to you know, work out as much as I can. I walk, you know, 3 to 4 miles, 3 or 4 times a week. I also ride my bike. In fact, we had senior games not too long ago, and which we had a 5-mile bike ride, which I participated in. We also had a 2-mile fun walk. I wouldn't call all that fun because you're walking pretty fast all the time you're walking. And to walk fast for 2 miles, that's not an easy thing to do. But I did, and it turned out to be pretty good. Renee and I both did that, and we enjoyed it. Our house is a 3-bedroom house, the one we got in Florida, and I'm taking this video on the lanai, and lanai is just a fancy word for saying enclosed back porch in Florida. So we actually had screens, and we put in enclosed windows and some fans, of course, and we kind of, made like a little extra room. It's not bad at all. It's pretty comfortable. Every once in a while, I come out here and I get in the easy chair and I take a little midday nap. Out in the back, we have also what we call a bird cage. It's a screened-in patio area. Unfortunately, if I thought about it, it'd probably been better off just getting an awning, a large awning, to cover the sun, because when the sun is out, especially in the summertime, it gets a little bit hot out there, sitting out there. And if we had an awning, maybe we'll get a little more shade. But having a bird cage keep out all the bugs and stuff, and when you barbecue out there, that's kind of nice. Other than getting older and moving to Florida, of course, like I said, having my brother pass and my brother-in-law pass, things have pretty much stayed the same. I bowled in the league for a couple of years and got kind of tired of that. And I took up golfing, and I golf on a regular basis, about once or twice a week, and that's pretty good. I joined 2 clubs since I've been down here. Well, actually 3 clubs. RV club, which is Broward County Campers Club, and then we have a breakfast club. We have a group of men. There's about 15 of us, and we meet each Thursday for breakfast at a restaurant. And then I belong to the Sophisticated Gents. That's a black African male club. We have about 50 to 60 members, and we meet once a month, first Wednesday of the month. And we have different functions throughout the year, like we give a fashion show, we have an annual beach party that we go down to Tampa for a beach party, and usually we have 3 bus loads of people going down there. So, but actually I've been just kind of enjoying, relaxing, enjoying laid back life. I don't make any major goals anymore. We have subscription to a theater down here. Each year we go to 4 or 5 plays at the Playhouse, which is, trying to keep our cultural outlook up. We belong to New Covenant Baptist Church. Renee is a trustee there. Also, we volunteer at a local school. That's Dr. M.H. Jones Elementary School. It's a charter school, or I should say a magnet school. And we belong to an organization called Good News Club, which we go there, and right at the school we have Bible story for the boys and girls. We teach them about Christ, and we have pretty close to 90 kids that are involved in another club. So which is kind of nice. In other words, giving back to the community. Other than that, it's not too much. Things are just kind of real quiet here. One while I thought about going back to school just for the heck of it and taking a few courses, and I changed my mind on that. I bought a small keyboard, in which I was taking music lesson one time, and I actually became pretty good at it. I learned about 6, 7 songs, and I could play on the keyboard. And then my attention span about that of cow, and so I stopped doing that. But oh, by the way, Roy and his family like it down here. They've been coming down here every year around Christmas time for the last about 3 years straight now. Last year they came down, and I put them up in the motorhome. It's a RV park right across from my development. So I put them up there in the motorhome so they have a little bit more freedom, a little bit more room. Because before they were all crammed in one bedroom, and which was kind of crowded. So I guess he's coming down again next year. I'm not certain, but I enjoyed it. It was nice.
Roy and I went out and we played a little golf. Um, I've been doing some videos and uploading them on YouTube. So if you ever go to YouTube, you can see some of the videos I uploaded of me golfing, Rory golfing, and his visit down here in Florida. And also Renee and her sisters when they came down to visit. We have had a lot of people come down and visit us from up north. A lot of our friends have come down and stayed with us 2 or 3 days, and it was kind of nice. Good friend of ours, the Banks, they relocated to Florida. Both Bud and Pauline, they found jobs down here, and they moved down here, and they stayed with us until their house was built, and so now they're all situated in their house, and they're doing fine also. I only regret that I could never bring Daddy down. My dad never came down. In fact, thinking about it, none of my family has been down here. Beverly wants to come down, but unfortunately she was taking care of Dad, and now she has to work almost every day, so hopefully one time when she has some time off, she'll be able to come down here and visit for a few days. Okay, back home, everybody else seems to be doing okay. My grandson Kyle gonna be graduating and going to college next year, and you know that just blows my mind. You know, because it seemed like just yesterday I was taking little videos of him, you know, running around, you know, playing on his hands and knees, and now he's getting ready to go to college. So, and one thing I did find out about moving to Florida, time really does go fast. I mean, time just speeds down here. You know, it seems like you wake up in the morning, and before you know it, you're going to bed at night, and it just continues to go like this. Met a lot of new people down here, a lot of new friends, people that, in fact, I think I met more people down here, friends down here in Florida, the short time I've been down here, than all the time I lived up in Chicago. And I think that's because most of the people are retired, you know, so they're available all the time. Anytime you call somebody up, they're home because nobody's working anymore. And it's a lot easier to develop friendship when you can go out and play golf with people during the daytime, or when you go to somebody's house, you don't have to worry about them going to bed early because they get the next day and go to work or busy. Renee's sister, Denise, she moved down also about a couple years ago. Her and Mamadou, they bought a home, and in fact, their home is identical to our home, except that it's in another little subdivision. It's a Dale Webb subdivision like ours, but it's located about 25 minutes from us. So, but it's really nice. It's a new community. They're just building. They only have about 800 homes in it now. Eventually, they're going to go to 4,000 homes. We have 3,300 homes in our subdivision. But I think it's going to be nice having her down here. She comes over to the house a lot, and we play games and cards and whatever. And her husband, Mamadou, he comes down and visit. In fact, he was going home today. He was down here for 2 months. He's going back to Chicago today, and she goes back to Chicago about every month or so, or every other month. She goes back to visit for a week or two. So they try to keep that connection going on until he can finally leave Chicago for good and come down here and live for good. Well, like I said, there's not a lot has happened. Like I said, I got older, and I feel it sometimes too. In the morning when I'm sitting down for a long period of time at the computer, when I get up, it seems like I need a little extra measures to get up and stretch a little bit. But at 70, I think I'm doing pretty good when I consider a lot of the 70-year-old people and how they look and how they feel. So I have no complaints. Of course, it'd be nice to have a little bit more money, but that's everybody's case. We went to Europe with James and Lena Johnson a couple years ago. We visited about 7 or 8 countries. We were in London, Italy, France, Switzerland, Austria. I can't think of all the countries we were in. It was nice. We had a good time. We were there about 3 weeks, and it was nice to see some of the. We were at the Colosseum in Rome, which was nice. And Switzerland's a beautiful country. I think if I ever go back, I'd like to spend a little more time in Switzerland. Beautiful country. Of course, I love France. I was in Paris, and unfortunately, I got a little cold in France, so I wasn't able to go up to the Eiffel Tower because it was at night, and of course that's all open, and I didn't want my cold to get any worse, so I stayed on the bus while everyone else went up the Eiffel Tower. But other than that, it was a nice trip. Some very interesting cultures over there, to say the least. We in America, I think, become accustomed to certain things, and I think sometimes we don't quite understand the rest of the world. But it was a very nice experience. And the churches over there, you think we have beautiful churches here. I mean, churches over there, our churches don't compare to what churches over there. I mean, they are gorgeous. I mean, when you consider how old they are, 300, 400, 500 years old, and they are huge. And the amount of work it must have taken to put those structures up, it's unbelievable. And to see places like the Colosseum and how old it is and what it took to make it. We had some pretty smart people back in the old days, We always always want to think of ourselves as being very smart, but I think back in the day, they knew how to do a lot of things that we wish we can do today. In fact, I think we are mystified by some of the things they did back then without the help of machinery or whatever. So, anyway, I just want to make sure that I made another video on my 70th birthday. And when the 80th birthday rolls around, I'm going to make a video there too. But I guess I'm going to have to convert all these videos to some kind of other system because right now, very few people have VCR, everything's on CDs. And so I got to convert the videos I have now to CDs to make sure people can see them or they can be read back. And 10 years from now, there's no telling what they're going to have now. They got these smartphones, the iPads, and technology is just growing by leaps and bounds. So I'm not certain what's going to be coming down the pipe in 10 years and how I'm going to record my next, I'll be still calling it video, but I'm pretty sure it'll be something else. Because my camcorder, you don't even see these anymore. I got one of those camcorders about this size, and you don't see those anymore. And I got a smartphone. Smartphone is only about this big, but it takes video and everything. So we'll see what happens 10 years from now. Okay, let's see what else is going on in my life. Let's see, like I say, I'm fully retired now. I'm just taking it easy, taking one day at a time. Going to see Dad in a few days, next week this time. And family said he's, just hanging in there. So I'm going to see him, and hopefully he'll be able to respond when I see him. And I'll probably look up a few other old friends, Brad, and a few other old friends, and say hello to them. But let's see, that's about it. I'd say not much else is going on. We moved here, and that's about it. We moved to Florida, and we're just about it. So anyway, I guess I'll say goodbye to you until next decade when I turn 80 years old. I'll be in 10 years. And I bet if I'll be sitting right here doing my 80th birthday tape, like tomorrow. That's how fast time is going. Okay, goodbye everybody. Have a great decade.